Hello, and welcome to the James Wetherill Experience. As previously discussed, I said I'd do a series of videos about the worst date I'd ever been on, and here you are, listening to me talk about one of them. Okay, so this is going to be the story of the second worst date I've ever been on. I'd put a disclaimer in that the second worst date I've ever been on, I think quite a large portion of the blame is my fault, for reasons that we'll go on and discuss. I'm naming no names and naming no places to avoid embarrassment, but also I think because it's not the young lady's fault for starters, and yeah, so and if she watches it, she probably know who it is. So anyway, here it goes. So a few years back, might be 2012 now. So there was a young lady that I'd met through some friends at dances, like you do. Very nice, very pretty girl that we got on really well. So I thought, oh, you know what, this could be fun. So I asked her out on a date. She said yes, which was very nice. So we made arrangements to go to a big city quite close to where she's from, a place that I don't know anything about, really. So I looked up things to do, and I found this mini golf centre that was opening like the weekend that we had this date arranged for. And because of her studying, being at university, that was one of the few times that she had definitely available that she could spend some time with me. So I was like, okay, we've got this nailed on, this is going to be incredible. So I look up this mini golf centre, I look up the location on Google Maps, I'm really excited, we make the date, we make the time, and I go there, and I go to this complex where this mini golf centre is. And as a lot of shopping complexes were like bowling alley and pizza places and so on, they have a board at the side with like the restaurants on it. Quite clearly said, Paradise Island mini golf. So I got there, I was there about, I don't know, maybe about 50 minutes before the young lady had arrived. So I'm looking around, and I'm like, I don't see a mini golf centre. So I had a bit of time because she'd got stuck in traffic, so I went round the entirety of this centre, and I found the bowling alley and Laser Quest and the cinema and the McDonald's and the B&Q and all the other garbage that was there, and there was no golf centre. So it was like, oh, well, that's a bit of a problem. So she arrived. I was really pleased to see her. So straight off, I kick it off with, we've hit a bit of a snag. The mini golf centre that I've come to doesn't exist. To which there was a moment or two of hilarity, and it was like, well, so what should we do now? And she, not being a local, not being a resident, she didn't really know anything to do. This complex was opposite some kind of arena. So we went to go have a look at this arena, and there was some kind of silly ice skating show on or something, and that was like, well, I would have been quite willing to go to that, but neither of us were a fan of that sort of thing, so it was like, okay. So we got in the car, and we drove to a local, I don't know, like the Trafford Centre but smaller, whatever you call those, big shopping centre, village thing. And so we decided to go there. So we go there, and we go up to this little place that did milkshakes, and we're just chatting away, and I thought it was going okay. We were talking about some things that we had in common, some places we'd been, things we'd done. Your usual nice chit chat on a date that you're on. And the entire time I could see a look in her eye, which was kind of like, well, where are you going with this? What's the plan? And I don't know if she could see it on my face, but in the back of my mind I was going, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, what now, what now, what now, what now? And so we wandered around this shopping centre. Now, the Trafford Centre is one of my favourite places, shopping centre-wise, because it has lots of things to see and do. Whereas this particular one that we were at is just a shopping centre, so it has your massive stores of like, an H&V like most places, many different clothes stores. It didn't really attract either of us to want to do that. So we sat for ages, and then we walked to the car. We walked to our cars because we'd parked next to each other, and we stood at our cars for a little bit, chatting away. And then it was a bit like, well, we're going to rearrange this for another time then. I was like, yeah, let's rearrange this for another time. and this time I'll plan something good. And so we went our separate ways, and so, you know, a lot of the time when I've been on dates with ladies, young ladies, it's pretty much an all-day thing. This, I think we were wrapped up by about 2:30, which was a bit, and I drove home a bit like, well, that didn't go as well as I hoped it would. And I texted her a little bit afterwards and trying to arrange another date, and she was always busy because, you know, she was studying at university and life. And then I saw her at a dance, and it was like, you know, trying to nail her down, like, okay, are we actually going to go on this date again? And very politely, very nicely, the answer was no. Which I do not blame her in the slightest, because I massively dropped the ball. So the lessons that we learned from this were, do your research. You know, the internet is a very powerful tool. On that subject, however, I did go back to the website where I had found this mini golf centre. It quite clearly said the grand opening was the day before this date. It was the Friday, and we were going on the Saturday, so goodness knows what happened. And just for my own peace of mind, I googled it a month or two later, and it was they'd moved it to the month after, but not updated. Like, it was in the local newspaper for the town we were in, grand opening on the Friday of this week. So it's sort of not my fault, but yeah, it massively is my fault. But yeah, that's the story of the second worst date I've ever been on, which, as dates go, isn't too bad a story. Like, nobody got injured, or, you know, nobody threw up, so, or at least not to my knowledge. So, yeah, that's it. That's the story of the second worst date I've ever been on. Tune in for tomorrow, or the day after. Tune in soon anyway, because I'm going to give you the story of the worst date I've ever been on, and that's a doozy. So I'd like to dedicate this video to Ollie Lubbock and Jared Dan for encouraging me to tell this story at Bristol Convention 2013. It got a lot of laughs, so yeah, and, you know, it really happened the way I said it did. So thank you for taking the time to watch me. If you like what you heard and what you saw, click the like button, hit the subscribe button to see everything that I've ever done and everything that I will continue to do. So love your faces, and thank you for watching.